All right, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me for, I'm overjoyed to say, my final post-BOE press conference as mayor. It has been an honor. It's been an honor to work with all of you, and I'm going to get down to business this first. We're going to do, I have an announcement, and then we'll do the traditional Q&A. So I am very proud to announce special funding for 7 companies with investment from BDC Corporation, part of my technology entrepreneurship initiative. The leadership of Bill Cole is behind me, and his staff was critical in making this decision. The Technology and Entrepreneurship Initiative complements my earlier investments in the emerging technology centers, a small business resource center, the Mayor's Office of Minority and Women-Owned Businesses. I'm going to get right to it. The awards go to Innovation Village, $100,000 for the business recruitment and cultivation and retention of companies to Baltimore City with a focus on West Baltimore. The Conscious Venture Lab at Innovation Village, $100,000 should be used for grants to entrepreneurs with 35% to be used for minority and women-owned business. The Impact Hub, $50,000 should be used for small grants to businesses with 35% to be used for minority and women-owned businesses. Baltimore Angels, $75,000 for the investment in small businesses with 50% going to minority and women-owned businesses. The Social Innovation Lab, $100,000 for grants and social entrepreneurship with 35% to be used for minority and women-owned business. I love a good news morning. All right, I said Angels, I said the Social Innovation Lab. Baltimore, $50,000 for programmatic support and educational services with a strong focus on minority and women-owned businesses. And last but not least, we have $100,000 to support Light City and their labs at Light City, the Innovation Conference, which brings together leaders and engaged citizens to explore ideas to spark social change. So please join me in congratulating this entire group. So this fund is really used as a catalyst for further entrepreneurship, and I think it is one of the really the hallmarks of what BDC is doing. It's not just the money that is going out of the door, but the way that they're using it to really add strength to some of our emerging businesses in the city. And I want to thank BDC. I'm assuming you're here on behalf of the congressman who supports this as well. So I want to thank Congressman Cummings for his support of many of these are in his district, and I know he cares a lot about what's going on in West Baltimore. So I want to thank you all and congratulate all of you for this for these awards. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Congrats. All right.
I'll ask the broad question. What's the biggest regret you've had over the last 6 years? Something you wish you had accomplished, or hadn't accomplished, but didn't, or wanted to accomplish?
I think the biggest regret was establishing the post-BOE press conference.
That was here before.
That was not happening. It wasn't happening before.
Malley did it, and Dixon did it.
I don't think so.
Mayor, well, it's something you're going to announce tomorrow, a portrait for Henrietta Lacks. I'm told it's going to go in that side room where right now there are pictures of great men in Baltimore history. I think Kwesi and Fume's up there and others. What does it mean to you to put this emphasis on Henrietta Lacks in the portrait of her?
We have so many people in our city, I think, who have stories that are untold or certainly not remembered in the way that I think they should be. And she's one of those people. And yesterday I got to do the same thing for a gentleman who had been an amazing supporter of the fire department today, right? Tomorrow, for Henrietta Lacks. I'm proud to get to shine a light on some people whose impact has been enormous. Local people who's had a tremendous impact.
For clarity, Billie Holiday also hangs on this.
Oh, okay.
Madam Mayor, with the BGE settlements that was voted on by the board today, what does it mean for residents? What does it mean for BGE ratepayers?
I think it's a big step forward in making sure that we are supporting and investing in the infrastructure that we all need. I've been a big proponent of supporting infrastructure, whether it's water and sewer and all of that, and to be able to finally have a settlement on this means that we can, in partnership, move forward together with, I hope, more aggressively working on improvements to the system.
Mayor, considering your position nationally with both U.S. Conference of Mayors and the DNC, et cetera, there's a lot of debate going on right now about the future of the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps unexpectedly so, but what do you see? What needs to be done as far as you're concerned as a Democratic Party leader going forward?
Well, I'll start by saying I usually try not to talk politics here, but
You're forgiven today, if you like.
yeah. What'd you say?
You're forgiven today because
Yeah. But I'll say that I think after the Democrats have been in this position before, where we've had outcomes of elections that we didn't anticipate and certainly didn't want. I think we are best when we try to figure out ways to be the party that we say we are, an inclusive party that represents the values of American people. I think in a lot of ways we have been that. In a lot of ways we've missed the mark. And my focus is going to be on finding ways that we get that back or get us back to that place.
which mark has been missed?
I think when you have so many people who feel disconnected, when you ask those people about the values that they have, about whether it's from healthcare to job opportunities, and then their values are lining up very squarely with the Democratic Party, yet they don't feel connected to the party. That's a miss, and we have to figure that out.
Madam Mayor, with the police audit that came out today, how would you assess the department's ability to spend the money it's given properly?
I think it is, the audit revealed that there needs to be improvements, but what I will say is there have been improvements. There have been improvements in process, and there is a commitment to make sure that we are being accountable and responsible for all of the money that is spent. One of the benefits of these audits is it's helping us to identify these problems so we can fix them. That's something I've always been a proponent of, not to sweep the problems under the rug, but to identify them, to find solutions, and to move forward.
With the amount of money the city spends with the department, considering the clearance rate, for example, are city taxpayers getting a good investment for their money?
Running the police department and fighting crime isn't like buying widgets. I think it is, as we have seen, under my administration, we've had the lowest number of homicides, the second lowest number of homicides, and one of the highest, which lets me know that this is work that is fragile, and our progress is, even when we make it, is precarious. And to talk about return on investment in that way, like you're buying a car or something, I don't think is an accurate way to really describe or compare what's happening in the police department. I think that we have men and women in the police department who put their lives on the line every single day when they show up to work, and work very hard to keep our citizens safe. They're responsible for some of, a large part of the work. There's a lot that we're responsible for too as citizens. And, I think my hope is moving forward, particularly with the work that's happening with the Department of Justice, that we'll find a way to work better so that return on the investment is return on the community's investment, not just in dollars, but in time.
Fairly or unfairly, your 6 years are going to be, people are going to judge your 6 years on how you responded to the unrest last year. What do you say to those people, and they'll be critical of you, and was there anything as you look back on it now that you might have done differently?
I don't, no, life isn't fair. So fairly, unfairly is, that is life. And I really don't concern myself with, what people's opinion is. I mean, I was raised by someone who had a very strong sense of self. My dad didn't care what anybody thought if he thought he was doing the right thing. And, I think some people are obsessed with this, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's not how I live.
Yet there are a lot of people who say because of what happened a year ago, you decided not to run for re-election. Things have been...
A lot of people say a lot of things.
Next subject.
Mayor, on the topic of policing, your last 6 days, we would assume that the FOP contract is not going to be successfully negotiated in the next 6 days, is that correct, or is it? What's the status?
I think you're correct. It will not be completed in the next 6 days. I don't know if we have a status update. We're still in negotiations and we have no further comment. Anyone else want to ask me about my life's regrets?
Well, can we get it, so you made some indication, no, it's not regrets, this is looking forward. We've made
You
some
sure?
indication.
If you want to talk about it.
We'd love to hear it,
Can you, do you have is there a definitive thing you can say about what you're gonna be doing come December 7th, other than taking a long deserved vacation, et cetera, professionally?
Perhaps sleeping in, too.
Yeah, especially on Wednesdays. I don't think so.
I mean, you don't have a company you're going to work for and come someday in the future, it's gonna be freelancing,
I think that it'll be clear after December the 6th.
Yeah.
What direction the mayor is going.
So one piece of advice you have for Mayor-elect Pugh?
I have tons of advice. I've been, and
What advice would you give her?
well, the good thing about Mayor-elect Pugh is I don't have to give her that advice publicly because we've got a great relationship, and I've worked throughout the time. As we knew that we were making a transition, we meet on a regular basis, we talk on a regular basis. I made a commitment to her and to myself that I would make sure that this was the best transition that the city has ever seen. And I'm very confident that she has a heart for service, and I'm looking forward to her using the foundation that I laid in my administration and the momentum, the clear momentum that we have created to take the city to new heights.
Mayor, what issue is there in the city that hasn't gotten as much attention as maybe it should have, that concerns you, that you're worried about when you think about Baltimore's future?
I think you guys pretty much give, a lot of attention to the problems.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to say something. I'll speak for myself and anyone else that, because we are at your last briefing, at least for the time being. But really, I mean, I've been covering mayors for a long time, and I just want to say that I think you've been professional and fair, and I've seen you get really disrespected too. And to the extent I can apologize for that from my industry, I do.
Thank you.
And I wish you well. I think you've been accessible and don't always like our questions, but,
And you don't always like my answers, so.
I don't like your answer either, so that's all right. But just really appreciate the professionalism with which you have operated with the media, and these days, that's saying something.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
I'd echo that as well. We always, I think there are times when you may have been very displeased with some things I've written. But we, you know, it was always, I think, at least on my end, there was always a mutual respect, and hopefully that we will, and I always appreciated that from you as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Personally, I just appreciate your willingness to listen to the questions and you give an answer, and that's what I appreciate. And tech, whatever, you know, it may not be what I mean, I don't ask a question expecting one answer or the other.
Thank you.
Paul,
Thank you for.
Are you forcing him to say that? Have we sunk to this level?
Just thank you for your, I respect your serious mind and the nature of how you approach your job. So thank you for that, and thank you for these press conferences over the years and taking our questions.
Thank you.
Derek said, what's it gonna be like the first snow morning when you're at home and now have to go out and
Pure bliss.
You're
Pure
on Twitter.
bliss.
That's right.
Not as active as our president-elect, but active. But no, I that's one of, I can't wait till it
Oh,
snows.
man.
yeah.
I can't wait.
Let somebody have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride by the snow room in my pajamas with my music blasting.
All right, folks, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This way, sir.